Hey everybody, it's Funny here once again. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm rambling about the ModCan Dual Wave. It sounds like this. Okay, ModCan Dual Wave. So let's get a quick housekeeping out of the way first before we jump into it. Once again, I didn't even know what this thing was, other than I heard it in passing from Mariusz, who was kind enough once again to lend this to me for this video. And the only other time I even heard of this thing was when he mentioned ordering it, and then it didn't cross my mind again. And now here I am, hopefully doing a demo on it. I couldn't find a manual. I couldn't find like much online about it, much videos on it either. So, as if I'm not always shooting from the hip, so to say, today I'm really shooting from the hip. However, it's an oscillator. I think we can hopefully get through it, even for me, but we'll try. So, let's get a little cleaner for a moment. So, right now, just because I want to demonstrate it simply, we're going to throw it straight into the steady state gate. I really like how this combo sounds, and I don't know why. Because the old adage of analog filter, digital oscillator, or analog oscillator, digital filter combo, for some reason it just really works here. So I got this arpeggio going. I'll turn off, I was using the saturator, but we'll turn it off. We'll just do some little decay, just to keep it light. And I said this before, I know, when I first started, I didn't even know that there was a perception of wavetables as being like the noob synthesis, that like, I'm so out of touch on the DAW front that I don't even know like Serum is like the newbie plugin or whatever. This thing sounds amazing, and I don't care that it's the newbie plugin. Let's jump into it. So here, we've got our arpeggiator going, but let's slow it down. Yeah. So, we got that going. Yes. we'll just filter it a hair, just to give it a little lusciousness, you know? So what I want to go through the panel is, first, there is not dedicated outputs in a way, but they do their own clever thing here, where there's a dedicated output for the B, and if you want, you can always listen to just the B. But it's sort of reversed in a couple ways. That is, you can listen to just the mix output, or you can listen to just oscillator A by using the mix output and cranking it to the left, and then your output B will always be output B. So you can get dedicated outputs that way, I think, because mono in on our steady state gate, obviously, so we'll just use a mix output, but just know if you want to break this off into two separate oscillators, you can. There's also some craziness to be had with FM on board. At least I assume the exponential CV here is for pitch, because you can take the output of B and route it straight into that exponential FM, and it just gets insane. Now, I'm jumping way ahead of myself by saying that, but just to say that some things are a little backwards in the output of B, and you can make use of that exponential. I'm going to go jacks first today, because why not? Volt per octave, obviously. You know what that does. There is a mix CV if you want. We're going to, just because we're going to demo it properly, I'm sending a clocked LFO to the mix, and then that will, you know, attenuate our blend between these two. And, you know, great for making a little motion. I love a little motion. Detune CV. I'm going to attenuate this real light. And I don't know if I'd use that for me. I bet if you did it real slow, real gently, it would flutter. Just get some like analogness. Anyway, that's not what I'm here for. You can use the detune knob to make intervals. You can also do sync in from external oscillator, which I don't know if we have one here. Let's use Mind Phaser. Yeah. I'm not sequencing the Mind Phaser, so yeah, not too exciting, but yeah. We will be using that LFO for some audio rate stuff, but then there is, of course, the bread and butter of wavetables, the scanning, the CV for A, so this will scan through our wavetables. Now there's like 128 wavetables total, and I don't know if they're evenly split between the two, but that's LFO scanning through wavetable A. So if we listen to just wavetable A, you can see it popping through. And then if we listen to just wavetable B, and I don't think you can put your own wavetables on here, which is fine. It sounds perfectly well and good. But the scanning that's of wavetable B. Now there is high res, so this is, I understand there's aliasing in wavetable scanning, right? So when you turn high res off, it won't try and smooth out the transitions, or it tries to limit the amount of different wavetables to smooth it out. So if I manually scan through wavetable A with high res on, it's a little smoother. But if I go through if I go through A with high res off, it'll jump a lot more staggeredly. Or drastically is probably the word. I really like how it sounds. Just crazy, right? But with it on, it's a lot more smoother, musical, whatever you want to call it. Now, again, on the things that are a hair backwards, and this isn't, it's not frustrating or any way. I just want to like make that clear. It is just a little backwards though, but okay, how am I going to say this? There's no, because the B output is dedicated, the octaves don't go down. So when I think oscillators, I think sub-octaves, right? But this one, you get octaves up. So let's go over to B octave, up 2 octaves, up 1 octave, or at the root. And then detune between the two, obviously. So what I find, if you want to get sub-octave, then you gotta tune your root way down, and then tune your B octave up. And it just sounds thicker to do interval and tune it down a bit. Now I don't love this wavetable, but let's try and find that Hoovery one. Yeah, that's a good one on A. Let's hear B now. And I never thought of like using CV to modulate with mix as sounding that great, but then when I do it here, I really like how the mix sounds, especially when they're separate octaves. It just kind of gives it this little something, and yeah, I like that. But I do want to scan through wavetables. If I do a wavetable, LFO, but if we get an audio rate, then it gets a little musical, right? Although you get a little like FM belliness on the high end, if that makes any sense. But that's what that does. And I believe this quantize function applies. Again, I couldn't find a manual on this, so if you do, let the people know. But if I put into the exponential in, you get portamento, right? Even at audio rate. But it affects the pitch. And I think if you switch this to quantize, it'll lock it into semitones? I'm guessing. I'm merely guessing. But that's at audio rate. If I do LFO, you're like, and this thing gets crazy. If we turn off the high res, if we turn off the quantize, we just send it modulation. Scan through the wavetables too. Bring in our kick. And I love how it sounds. I don't love how that sounds, so let's pull... Yeah, okay, sorry. When you're using that FM, you gotta use it sparingly, right? So... And again, it's very cool. I love FM as a concept for wavetables, but I'm, the immediacy of just doing wave scanning instead, it just, like that's a very complex sound. Let's do it to A. Audio rate on the A side, and then just LFO on the B. Yeah. Almost some formatty stuff going on too, right? Formanting. And you just hit these crazy spots, right? If we put high res mode on, it gets more musical, but I also like the... Yeah, see? I also like the chaos. I like that they give you that option. I think it just gets a little more insane. Turn some reverb on. Saturation. Go up 2 octaves. Yeah, crazy. Distort it. Distort everything. Go down, put them in unison. Detune in my hair. High res, octave up 1. And then I just wanted to point out one weird thing on this one, at least, was the B oscillator cuts out at the top end? No. Oh, it was before. Do that 4-man T stuff. Scan away. a sweet spot in there. Give me that super saw. I heard that super saw. Oh. You know what? Let's scan through them all. Okay, so on the A oscillator, we got like sines. Got this sort of PWM stuff in between. Yes. This is probably the most low skill thing, but I think it's kind of fun to just noodle through here and just find some source of inspiration to just be like, oh, I just pick one. Pick a waveform from a index of them. Oh, I love PWM. I'm sorry, speaking of beginner things that nobody likes but tafony. Okay, let's go into A. Sorry, we were in A. Let's go into B. Ooh. I hear that good. I hear that sweet spot in there. Give me that sweet spot. Where were you? Yeah. Okay, so again, here it is. So I don't know what's going on here, where if we're not scanning anything and we take the wavetable all the way to the top, it does nothing? It's like it's supposed to be a mute, or I don't know. Anyway, that's what I was talking about before. Oh, that's fat. I think if you really drilled it down, you could probably have some like reverse phase modulation of PWM by cycling back and forth through the different square waves. Well, that's some nice sine action. Mix it in high res mode. Scan. Oh. Yeah, fine tune to let's go down an octave. Up 2. Yeah. Anyway, dual wave. I never. Oh, hello. Yes. Let's jam it out. Hey, I'm tafony. This thing is sweet. Total sleeper. I never heard of this. I really love it. It's great. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.